It seems like in this day and age, most YouTubers don't care about school. They just want to just skip school and make YouTube videos and play Fortnite or go trick-or-treating. Some YouTubers care about school and they don't make videos of them skipping school. I'm one of those people. I don't plan a video where I go skip school and all this other crap. I didn't do that. I did not do that when I first became a YouTuber, no. But someone did. Mr. Jack Doherty. He skipped school to go trick-or-treat early. Do trick-or-treat at night. Not early. With the sunlight in your eyes. You may sit there thinking I'm dumb. I mean, you're like knocking and then trick-or-treat and then God, it's 2:30. Come back when it's dark, puto. And it gets worse. He gets cut for period 6. And his mom calls him. And then towards the end, he's like, I agree with him. Let's take a listen.
What's up? What happened at school today?
Nothing happened at school today. I didn't go.
Yeah, nothing happened, I know, because you didn't go to school today.
Max.
Yeah, that wasn't funny. Jack, how could you not go to school?
Because
I had school enough times. You're going to get in trouble for that.
I know.
You get grounded or suspended, and I can't do nothing about it.
I mean, you can't do something about it if I get grounded, because that's your call.
No, this is my call.
Who calls
It's
it?
the school's call.
To ground me?
Well, no, I'm talking about...
No, yeah, suspension. Oh, well.
I'm not going to stick up for you.
Why not?
Because you're not supposed to be here, Jack.
The school's over. You're like 3 hours late.
Jack,
Yeah?
you're not funny. Stop joking around about it.
Why not?
You're grounded.
So
You're
what?
having a party tomorrow night.
No, Dad, stop. Dad.
Wait, Jack, you got to be grounded.
No, I already put on my story, Dad. Party tomorrow,
I
bud.
don't care how big YouTube is, you got to go to school.
Yes, you have to go to school. I've said this many times on this show. By law, between the age of 5 through 18, you are required to go to school. And when you're 18, then you can decide to drop out of school. In Jack Doherty's case, I think he started in high school when he was like 15 or 16. He needs to be moved to a stricter school where truancy is not allowed. Where they had truancy court. I think it'd be in the state of Texas, not New Jersey. The state of Texas has truancy courts. And in his case, if he was to skip school in his state, in the state of New Jersey where he lives, he would have a lot of absences, and then he would have to go to truancy court. His parents would be there, the administration, the judge. He would have to face the judge. And all the videos of him skipping school would be evidence to the court. The judge would order him to say, I don't want you to skip school anymore to make videos. If you skip, you are required to go to school. I mean, you're sitting there lying, saying, you could just he fessed up to his mom saying, I'm not in school. That's a fact. He fessed up, but he didn't fess up to his father. You should not be allowed to trick or treat, period. You shouldn't. You shouldn't be able to skip school. I mean, you shouldn't be able to skip school, period. Why did I say trick or treat? I meant skip school. You shouldn't be able to skip school. I don't know how many times we have to go through with this every time. And yet here it is again with this video. And in his case, he's grounded. He's grounded for skipping school. He should just got sent to the office, showed him the video, and be like, why do you skip school every day? For videos. And then there's going to be parent conferences, then he has to go to court, then he has to go to truancy court. Because truancy is a serious issue here. You could be charged. You and or your parents could be charged with truancy. You would have to. We'd spend support. You have to like pay $125 for like each fine, like each offense. Every time he does this again, the offense will go up. You know what's gonna be worse? An 80-year-old senior repeating the 12th grade again. If you don't go to school, you're gonna fall behind. That's it. If you don't go to school, you fall behind in your academics. And then you have to go to school. You don't even have to go to summer school. And with his case, he skipped school. He does this. He needs to go to summer school. He should spend his summers in summer school. If he refuses, then okay. If he refuses, it's up to him to say no. I'm not going. Then action needs to be taken. If he doesn't go to summer school, then the school has no choice but to expel him until he decides to say, well, you know what? I'm going to go to summer school. Then you skip summer school. You skip summer school, and then the biggest thing happens is you skip summer school a lot until August. And then you don't complete your studies. You're still repeating the same grade. I mean, I went to summer school 2 times. One in 5th grade and one for my junior year. One because of my report card. The second because I didn't pass my U.S. history test. I was required to go to summer school, period. There wasn't any buts about it. Or any excuse. So the bottom line here is this: we need to stop this. If you continue to skip school every day, you're going to fail all your classes. You're going to fail all your classes, and then the biggest thing that's going to happen here is that you're not going to graduate. Unless you decide to step up to the plate, get off your ass and say, look, I'm going to be tough, go to school, and get my education. I'm not going to skip school again. And if I do, this is what's going to happen. Most parents want to do YouTube, but they still have to go to school. YouTube's not going anywhere. It's there for you. Period. Everything you own, it's not going to go anywhere. It's going to be there for you when you get home. I mean, come on. We don't need this out there. I especially want to be talking about this again when most other YouTubers talk about skip school. Enough about this stuff. This is just making my head spin. We got a lot more still ahead. We're going to be looking at IEs. We're going to look at some people impersonating employees with pranks. But next, though, it's illegal. Illegal to throw glass clippings in the storm drain. People have to remind you that it's illegal to be dumping grass clippings in the storm drain because that could cause flooding. It's illegal. I take stuff seriously. I take shit seriously. We'll be right back. Alright guys, this time of year when rain comes around, if you're blowing those grass leaves out on the street, you need to stop. The CCSWD wants to remind all residents in the Corpus Christi area that it's illegal to burn grass clippings or leaf trees onto the street. because it can cause, if it goes into the storm drain, it can cause flooding. But according to the city, grass clippings and leaves end up blocking storm drains, which can result in flooding. The project manager said, a lot of people don't know about this rule. We're trying to educate the public that we want you to either lower your lawn clippings back onto your lawns, bag them up, or put them in the garbage. I mean, if you see grass clippings left out on the street, remind your neighbors that they're violating the city code. And if you, I'll tell you something, if you see somebody, if you see people, you need to remind your neighbors that it's illegal to grow grass clippings or tree leaves onto the street. If you see something like this happening, call this number in the description below. 361-826-2089. Again, that's 361-826-2489. Alright, now that we got the grass clippings out of the way. Next here, coming up, YouTubers impersonating employees. We're gonna look at some people like Jack Doherty and who impersonate Walmart employees, where they bought their stuff, where they bought this stuff to like the Walmart vest and stuff to impersonate an employee, and why it's illegal to impersonate a cop or a lifeguard. Excuse me. We'll talk about those after the break. Let's move forward to all people impersonating employees when they're not on payroll, meaning people who just think of it as a prank. Really makes my blood boil, man. Jack Doherty and Jack and Don Tracy were just two of the people who impersonated a Walmart employee because they bought vests on eBay. And I was sitting there, and when I was going to work, when I watched the video, I was preparing for work, I was sitting there saying, no way you can buy them on eBay. So, I did research, I went on eBay, looked up Walmart vests, and it turns out you can. It beat the same shit from McDonald's. You would find a McDonald's shirt on eBay with your size. And then, there, boom. So, I mean, they just do it as a prank, and then they just do this as a prank, and then what happened was they would find out about it, like pretending to be Walmart employees. That is wrong. That is impersonating employees, or i.e. If there was a law, like it's against the law to impersonate a police officer, you could go to jail for that. We don't need this out there. I mean, Jack Doherty gets arrested for impersonating a cop. He should be arrested for impersonating a Walmart employee because he's banned from Walmart. And halfway towards the end of the year, they're like, "Where'd you get the vest from?" And they're playing games like Monique, and then the truth comes out saying, "We bought it on eBay." And then they confiscate the vests because they bought it on eBay. The proof is in their credit cards. Is in the parents' money. Don't you ever do that. So what you need to understand here is that if you impersonate and going towards lifeguards here, people are like, you cannot impersonate a lifeguard. If you impersonate a lifeguard, you will be banned. You will be in big trouble. Impersonate a cop, you will be in big trouble for impersonating a cop, and you could be arrested. Because it is a serious issue we're talking about, and nobody is doing anything about it. So what's going to happen next? Well, we need to have laws to help people, because if you're going to apply at Walmart, they will when you apply at Walmart, they will supply you with the vest. You cannot buy your own vest on eBay. If you were to say, no thanks, I bought mine on eBay, and they say, okay, then that's a bit of a shock. I don't tolerate shit like this. Alright, now I'm not going to go into more impersonations. Next year, tomorrow is election day. We're going to tell you the top 10 propositions about where to vote and what you're voting on. We're going to tell you all about who to vote for and what you're going to be voting for in some states. We'll be right back. Alright, listen up. Tomorrow is election day. And here in Texas, you're going to be deciding where should I vote and what you're going to be voting on. We're going to tell you just that. There are several local races and state amendments on the November 5th ballot. We're going to look at the top 10 amendments. We're going to look at the top 10 amendments on the ballot next month. More analysis on each proposition from the House Research Organization, which is 25 pages of this. This is proposition number 1. How will it be on the ballot? The constitutional amendment pending a person to hold more than one office as a municipal judge at the same time. It means the city ordinance violation in misdemeanor criminal cases. 95% of the judges of municipal court judges who are in the House of Representation can serve jurisdictions at the same time. Number 2, the constitutional amendment providing the issue for additional general obligation bonds by the Texas Water Development Board to exceed $200 million. It means it would allow TWDB to issue bonds to fund for water and wastewater, which is at or below 75% of the statewide income level. Number 3, the constitutional amendment authorizing the legislature to provide a temporary exemption. It means it will allow the legislature to grant temporary tax exemptions for people with property damage or governor-declared disaster areas. The legislature will be able to pass laws or write-offs. The fourth proposition would be the constitutional amendment prohibiting the imposition of individual income tax, including tax on an individual's share of a partnership and incorporated association income. It means we're making it more challenging in future lawmakers to exact personal income tax, requiring support from 2/3 of the House and Senate majority of Texas voters. Number 5, the constitutional amendment dictating the revenue received from the existing state sales and use taxes that are imposed on sporting goods to the Texas Parks and Wildlife Development national areas. It would mean it would embark all revenue from the sporting goods and sales tax. We're going to skip it all down to number 10. The constitutional amendment would allow transfer of law enforcement animal or qualified. It would mean the former handlers or qualified caretakers to allow animals without a fee. Number 9 would mean that legislature to create property tax exemptions. Number 8 would allow to create flood and fracture. Number 7 would allow the general land office, the state board of education, to are entitled to double the amount of revenue. And number 6 would be authorizing the $3 billion maximum bond amount. But it made it easy for you to see the race you'll be voting on. You can find your county below. We're gonna look at 3. So if you live in these 7 if you live in these counties, you need to know the races where you'll be voting on, because your vote counts and your voice needs to be heard. Because if you live in these counties in the state of Texas, your voice would be heard on this day, November 5th. And once that happens, your voice will be heard. I mean, if you don't know where you can vote, you can find somewhere. I mean, you got time to vote, then you can always tune into your local news and figure out who's going to win. Like we always do. We just watch the news and figure out what's going on. And I'll be back in just a moment to PV2 Wednesdays. Give me a break. 2 years ago, we did a topic about sexual harassment, which is very, very hard to talk about because these accusations are very true when it comes to sexual harassment in schools. We're going to talk about that and sexual education in schools. I mean, we got to teach kids about sex, but it should be up to the parents to teach them about the birds and the bees, not simply from the teacher. Should it happen? Why do we use our tax dollars to help with sex education? That's our focus tomorrow, Wednesday, sorry. And that's our report for tonight. Until next time, America, I'll see you Wednesday.